Now we'll come back to our +1 tutorial. Now at this particular point, I'm coming to lead you to solve this particular question and the areas, like a word problem and the area and perimeter of what plane figures. Now, follow me closely as I explain this one to you. If today is the first time this my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel and then you share the video, leave some few comments and then some likes. Let's go. Now the perimeter of a square and a rectangle is the same. Now don't forget that this one you're talking about a square. A square has all the sides equal. So if here is L and here is L and here is L, now let me use X. If this one is X, this one is X, and this one is X, then the perimeter of a square will give us what? S plus S plus S plus S, which will give us 4X. And then the area of a squared, what is the area of a squared? The area of a square will be the length times what? The length, that is L squared. You get it? Now let's come to the rectangle. Now if you have a rectangle, if this one is the length and this one is the width, then the perimeter of the rectangle will give us what? Of the rectangle will give us what? 2L plus 2 what? W. And then the area of the rectangle will give us what? L times what? W. So this one is so simple that I'm going to use S to represent the area, the length or the side of the what? Of the square. Now let's move on. What are we saying here? Now, the perimeter of a square and a rectangle is the same, meaning they have the same perimeter. Now let's move on. The width of the rectangle is centimeters. So we have the width, that is the W, is equal to 6 centimeters. And its area is 16 centimeters less than that of what? The area. Now, you need to understand this particular problem here. Now, the area of the rectangle, it represents the same rectangle. So the area of the rectangle is 16 less than that of a square, meaning that the area of the rectangle is less than that of the area of a square by what? By 16, meaning when we have the area of a rectangle, it's supposed to be what? Area of a square minus what? 16. That is the whole thing. 16. And you know this one is so simple. You get it? Now at this particular point, don't forget that area of a square is L times what? W. What is the area of a square? Area of a square is what? S what? Area of a square is S squared. I'm using S to represent the size of what? Of a square. It's going to have S squared minus what? 16. Now don't forget that the width is what? 6. The W is 6. So I'm going to have S squared minus what? 6. So this one gives us what? 6L is equal to S squared minus what? 16. Now let me consider this one as equation 1. Now, the perimeter of a square is the same as the perimeter of what? Of a rectangle. So let's say perimeter of a square is the same as perimeter of the rectangle. Now, what's the formula for finding the perimeter of a square? Perimeter of a square is what? 4L, a 4X. Don't forget the side of a square is X. Now, what is the perimeter of a rectangle? The perimeter of a rectangle is what? 2L plus what? 2W. So we have 4X is equal to 2L. 2L. Now, what is the L? What is the L? We don't know L. Now, W is equal to 6. Now, even at this point, let me divide through by 2. Let me break it down. Divide through by 2, divide through by 2, divide by 2. I'm going to get 2S is equal to L plus what? W. Now, 2S is equal to L plus. Now, the W is equal to 6. Now, let me make L the subject. So, L will be equal to what? 2X minus 6 is equal to L. Now, what is the meaning of this L? Now, this L represents what? this L represents the what? The length of the rectangle. It represents the length of the rectangle. So I'm going to have this one as equation 2. Let me put equation 1 into equation 2. Now put equation 2 into equation 1. Now equation 1 is 6L. Now what is L? 6L. Now the L is 2x minus 6. 2x minus what? 6. Minus what? 6. The L is 2x minus 6. So we have 6 times L. The L is 2x minus 6. Now equal to what? S squared equal to S squared minus 16. Now this particular point we can multiply. Now this one by this one will give you what? Will give you 12x. This one by this one will give you what? 36. So we have S squared minus what? 16. Now looking at what is here, we are getting quadratic equation. So I need to group all of them to one side of the equation. So let me group them to one side. I have S squared here. Then this one will cause the equal sign minus 12x. This one will cross. We have minus 16 plus 36 equal to what? 0. So we're going to have S squared minus 12x. Now what is minus 16 plus what? We are going to get what? 0. We are going to get 20 plus what? 20 equal to 0. Now 20, what two numbers can we use? 20, what two numbers can we use? Now we need to factorize this one. We need to factorize this one. What are you going to get? Now we need to factorize this one. Now you see, I'm not going to go through factorization here, but the two numbers we can use is negative 10 and negative 2. So we're going to have what? X minus 10 and then x minus 2 equal to what? 0. Now this one means that x is equal to 10 or x is equal to what? 2. When you equate this one to 0, when you equate this one, we're going to get x equals to 10 or x equals to what? 2. Yeah, this one is factorization. Make sure you can use a calculator or anything. Now let's see the one that will be the correct answer. Now I want to verify some answers here before I continue. Now we are getting two answers, meaning that we are going to get two different areas, because the area of a square is area of a square is s squared. So if I use s is equal to, I'm going to get 100. S is equal to 2, I'm going to get what? I'm going to get 4. You get it? But let me check the one that is wait. Now you see, the moment I use s is equal to 2, then it means I'm going to get a negative for the rectangle. It means rectangle going to give you negative, and we don't have negative in a rectangle. How can a rectangle be negative? How can the area of rectangle be negative? Now or let's look at something here. Now if I use x to be 2, what will be the length? What will be the length? If x is 2, I'm going to get 2 times 2, which is 4. Now 4 minus 6 will give us minus 2. It means the length is minus 2. How can the length be minus 2? How can the length be minus 2? The length of a rectangle can never be minus 2. You get it? Yes. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me show you. I said if s is equal to what? 2. The length here will give us what? 2x minus 6. I want to confirm to check. Now we have L is equal to 2 times 2 minus 6. L is equal to 4 minus 6. L will give us what? Minus 2. Now how can we solve a question where the length of a rectangle is 2? It can't be possible. So I have to consider using what? The s is equal to 10. Because when s is equal to 10, here will be 2 times 10. 20 minus 6. It didn't give a positive number, you get it? Or the question didn't demand for anything related to rectangle, but you have to be very, very sure of what you are doing. Yes. Some of the answer doesn't make sense. Now, so I can now go straight away. This one is not correct. So I cannot go straight right to say therefore x is equal to what? 10. So therefore area of a square, we have to find the area of a square. Area of a square is s squared. And then what is x? X is 10. So we're going to get 10 squared is 100. So 100 centimeters what? Squared. Now this is what we are looking for. It is so simple, right? Yes. You don't have to accept any answer. The length cannot be negative. The size of a rectangle and a square can never be negative. So when you are solving a question, you make it up, you test the answers before. Now, we are still solving more questions on this. Make sure you leave some few comments in the comment section and then some likes. Share Upwards 1 tutorials to many people. See you in the next video. Bye bye.